pocket with a wallet with a whole lot of nada. I be stressed, but it got me in the ethereal mode with a serious soul in a cereal bowl. Like I'm searching for the sunflower, I'ma go on the road, but keep my mind open, infinite like the Konami code. Hip hop is my soul. Hope you looking when he's rapping, B-boy spinning to the beat like Mugen when he's scrapping. I'm jugging and I'm lapping on my way to Shangri-La, but some live, some die in the way of the samurai. With a wallet in my battle cry, I might stay late and keep my fresh on the sideways 8. Yeah, I might make babes. All I need is some risotto and a cosplay chick that was born in Kyoto. Why? But that's a no-no if I ain't got that protection B. I keep my sword sheath. I don't need no BM stressing me. I wonder if there's a message G when I hear these new rappers. I ain't hating you rappers, but I prefer the boom bappers. It's the truth rappers, it's the war of the words, and I'm standing on top to catch.
We're live. What's up, everybody?
What?
Welcome to the Knights of the Coffee Table.
In Sin Rises Dungeon.
That's right. We are in the dungeon. We're all about to get tortured.
You gotta say it in the Dead Alewives type voice, right?
The what voice?
The Dead Alewives video where they're talking about D&D. Tonight on Knights of the Coffee Table, you will be playing Dungeons and Dragons, the Devil's Game. Knights of the Coffee Table.
I don't know what that voice is supposed to sound like.
Me, Chief Donga. Me, type. Me, Chief Donga.
Hey, that reminds me of the guy from that GameStop freak out.
It's ma'am! I'm a beautiful and delicate woman!
Yeah, somebody.
It's ma'am.
Interestingly enough, I watched.
That one's hard to do.
I'm a delicate flower. Alright, are we done burping into the
I
microphone?
think so. I think we've
I mean,
got,
if we're not, it's cool. I'm fine with it.
I think we've got 5 people watching. The 4 of us and Tom P.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hurry anybody.
Oh, fuck.
Get your asses over here, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that whole thing with having a brand new channel with a whole 23 subscribers. I don't even know. You've probably been busy. Let me get your people in here, Sunrise. I'm just gonna guess.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna guess. I guess right.
On top of producing the show today, I should have remembered to also shill. Quite possibly the most important part of doing the show.
Oh yeah.
At this point, the more people, the better.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, man? I shill for everybody.
I tagged our one true fan, which is Soupy Saiyan. Bless her heart.
Hey, we got two true fans.
What else?
Because you know who else has been showing up since day one? Well, fucking Tom P's been showing up since day one, bro.
That's true, man. Tom P's a true fan. But he's also a business associate, so I mean, it's kind of hard to count that.
Okay, I can understand that, but there and again, still, much love for the freaking Guerrilla Commander.
You gotta add everyone, people.
Oh yeah, dude, dude. You know me. I don't fucking know, man. I know. Some people on our little server might show up.
It's like by the time we do the show, I've been home from work for 45 minutes. You know how I can get in 45 minutes?
Do you know how high you can get in 45 minutes?
Yeah,
That's
I
what
can
I
get as high as it is possible to get in 45 minutes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We give Stone Monkey too much time between when he gets off work and when he goes on stream.
No, actually, I usually power through all the weed I smoke. Like the first, within 5 minutes of us starting, I'm like, I had the bowl loaded the whole time. I'm like, oh shit, we're going live in 5. What? And this is like, what's up, Excel?
I don't know why the YouTube link is fucked up. It won't pop in the name and the thumbnail. That's weird.
But you're saying that you pre-game.
Always. And then mid-stream it.
Yeah, mid-game and post-game.
And all evening, just because.
Yeah.
And the funny part is, I realize I smoke less than a gram a day. That's not bad.
Well, because Hog has been, I think, having a 24-hour stream.
Oh, dude, Cog's having a freaking cog off. He's getting as much money and attention as he can while it lasts.
Oh yeah, there's like 88. I've always liked Cog. Don't give. I think
Me
he's
too.
funny. I think he's entertaining. I think he talks a lot of shit, but I don't think he does it for. I mean, I think he talks a lot of shit and he doesn't care about the consequences. Like when Cog says he doesn't give a fuck, I believe him.
No, I've always been a fan of Cogs, even when the Dongas tried just so bad, you know. I was like, whatever. I don't listen to what the Kumite tells me. I don't care what they can tell me not to watch somebody, and if I like them, I'm still gonna go watch them anyways because.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's loving all this drama going on.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! That's why he's doing these long streams.
Damn.
Well, I mean, I bet like so there's already a lot of people that Cog may have felt a lot of favor to that they're just gonna come right back to him.
Yup. Oh yeah.
I don't know. Him and Geek Dugu really don't get along. I know that. So he probably still doesn't like Andy.
Oh, I know why I didn't show a thumbnail. Because I didn't do a thumbnail.
Damn it, Sunrise.
All right. Yeah, it just had her channel logo.
But the background's not too bad. I think I'll be okay with the background, the one background I picked out.
You wouldn't believe how hard it is to find fucking images of a dungeon that look good.
Shit, man, you could just go fucking load up a game of Skyrim, bro, and go to a freaking.
Oh, you needed
I
dungeons?
would have to buy Skyrim first.
No, bro, no.
I
You just be
could've
like,
gotten-
Monkey, I know you're a nerd and that's the kind of game you play, and I'll be like, yeah, bro, I'm the RPG guy. I got this.
Man, so I mean, I have Skyrim, but I did that thing that we talk about all the time. Like, my favorite thing to do is get out on a ship, go out to sea, just throw a net down there, and you'll be surprised at all the software you can pull up that people just throw away in the ocean.
Wow.
I mean, that's how I got all my Adobe shit.
Indeed.
That's how I used
I
to
just found found it.
Hey, man, you know when you just kind of out fishing and you blow up
I had that
something,
version of
filling a
Photoshop
fish, you know,
that-
hey, whatever.
fell off a truck
speak-
for years.
Speaking, I just want to say, speaking of Skyrim, you think Bethesda is going to rush out the next Elder Scrolls?
I hope not. Well,
Well,
they probably
it's
they'd have
impossible
to be
to tell.
working on it for a while now, but there and again, you know, yeah,
Yeah,
they just.
whether or not these gaming companies get it or not.
Yeah, so that's the rumor, right? The rumor
That's
is
their.
heads at Bethesda were just they cut everything. They're just like all hands are now on getting Elder Scrolls 6 out because we got to rush another game out in order to make up for the last game we rushed out that stuck.
No, these AAA games are finally breaking right now. So what we're gonna see is these guys are gonna fall, and then there's gonna be the smaller companies that were part of them are gonna be their own companies, which would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, you
Right,
already
that's
had
gonna tie
that
up
happen
some-
with Activision.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's just gonna that's gonna tie up a lot of stuff though down the line.
Well, I mean, I see like Activision like doing that as kind of like Cell for Dragon Ball Z, just throwing up like Android 18.
Nice rep. Yeah, I mean, Blizzard, Activision, they're in the runnings, right? So the three companies that everybody's been talking about, and if you can throw in a fourth one, I mean, some of the shit Nintendo's pulled. I mean, Nintendo can't. They're not even going to come close to. It's going to be Bethesda versus EA versus Blizzard. Which company can do the most shit to piss off their fan base? I mean,
That's a tough one right there. Though.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like anybody's game at this point.
No,
But it
I
does
mean,
seem like they're in a
I'm not-
competition.
It's been kind of doing it too.
They're like a go for broke competition.
I mean, because I like some EA stuff, not a ton. You know, they did some of the old Star Wars games. Definitely like some of those. Not 100% sure what EA does nowadays that I would play. We all know I'm
Maybe it's like some weird thing where they all three of those companies got into a thing where they like it's like a producers type situation.
they're like, we fucked up, man. You do something crazy, you take the heat off for us for a while. We'll just keep passing the ball around.
Yeah. like there's something really, really bad going on, and they're trying to distract us with this semi-bad thing.
What makes EA unique compared to Blizzard and Bethesda is that EA's problem has always been they got really big off of sports games. They had some other studios under them, but what they did is they just bought studios that already had good games and good IPs, and then they ruined them.
Fucked them.
That's what they do.
They loot boxed them.
You get a couple good releases, and then you get we're just gonna fucking milk this until their fans won't put up with them anymore. And then they'll rinse and repeat. They'll go to, because they make so much money, they just go to the next studio, buy it, and ruin their games.
Yeah.
Blizzard, on the other hand, they're ruining their own game.
Fuck yeah, they are. Man.
Right now, I'm not going to say they're ruining like Diablo Immortal. That was some dumb shit. What they've been doing with Overwatch lately is really ridiculous. Like,
well, I gotta say, dude,
we already talked about that story.
Japanese fan base because of the phones.
Their biggest cash cow to date is seriously on its
Asian and
Reds, man, because WoW is like seriously at that point of almost death.
It seems like all these companies are doing basically just going for the short-term returns as opposed to long-term sustainability. You know what I mean? Like they try to just get that original, to get you that fucking original sale, and then they really don't give a fuck what happens after that.
Holy shit, dude! Look who's in the chat, bro. We got
Ghastly.
We got a Ghastly.
Right.
So, yo, what's up, Ghastly? How you doing, man?
Ooh, something special.
Hashtag Pride Tower.
Let's check that shit out.
But yeah, so talking
Exactly.
about bumbling. But yeah, like
Fuck Blizzard, fuck Bethesda, fuck EA. Let's bring in some fresh blood.
Blizzard has been a great company, and with those microtransactions, I know that they want to go for that money because on paper, for certain game types, it works. But these companies aren't known for making games that are just like free to wait, microtransaction style games.
Right.
They're known like I'll pay $100 if that's what it takes to get a completed AAA title.
This is true. I would too. I would play a little extra premium for
the numbers must work out for them to where the microtransactions are more profitable.
But if we're talking AAA and $100, then it means a complete fucking game, not this slow 2 bullshit.
I don't know, man.
Exactly.
I think $60 is enough to justify that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know. What I was getting at, the issue is, well, they can't make enough money off of just releasing the game as is, so they have to continually sell you new content as they adjust to it.
I don't have a problem.
I would
with
much
that.
rather.
Like they can have loot boxes, they can
content,
have in-game content that you can purchase, but it just shouldn't make any difference in terms of the competition within the game.
Exactly. It should always be
progression through the
cosmetic
game.
only.
Yeah.
And
like Black Ops. Black Ops was awesome. The first and second one. Now, whenever it just kept going with Call of Duty, it just made it completely like, I respect it because they go by a formula, they got the formula, and they stuck with the formula.
Well, of course,
but at the same time, don't make like the storyline fucking DLC like Asura's Wrath. Fuck you, Asura's Wrath. I will never fucking endorse you. The only time I will ever talk about that fucking game is just by spitting on its fucking name.
I want to clarify too about that $100 price tag. What I'm getting at is I would rather them just be honest, come out and say, look, this game is going to take forever to make. It's going to require X amount of million hours. We hope it's really good. We're not going to sell you any bullshit. We're not there, like nothing in the game. We're not going to try to milk you as the game goes on. But the price tag for this game is going to be $100.
If they came out with it really clear like that and gave it, this is what you're going to get, this is how much it costs, and they delivered on that, yeah, but that's the only way it's going to work. And unfortunately, I have no confidence in any of these companies to deliver what they promise. It's like I'm not pre-ordering anything. It's like the quartering tells everybody on like every video, never buy pre-order games. It's ruining the business.
I mean, it used to be a cool thing when you could rely on companies to produce a product you know you're gonna like, but it's just not that way
Right.
anymore.
These companies
Yeah,
need to be
the
more
days are-
afraid that their product is not going to sell. Because
Yeah, I mean, now
right.
they sell you betas. Quite literally, they
Yeah.
sell you betas. That's what Fallout 76 is. But anything that says early access, don't buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it made sense when it's these like small companies, like it's just like a couple people developing a game and they need some capital to get it moving. That like early access makes sense. But
Yeah, like indie games.
but
That's
also so many other companies are getting into it now. And yeah, if it's just a cash grab, it's like the game is never going to be what they claim it's.
Well,
gonna be.
what's that game that was? I mean, it's almost the same thing as kickstarting a game, Star Citizen.
Yeah,
Star Citizen.
I don't know.
They
Sorry, dude,
they started kickstarting that game in 2012,
Dude,
and
that
it's still
game-
going on.
that game is going
Jesus.
to get it's going to have a longer
Oh,
development time than Duke
CPU.
Nukem Forever or whatever it was. It never came out.
what about We Happy Few? That game,
I haven't even heard about that one.
What is it?
We Happy Few.
Oh, yeah, I don't know
That
anything
game
about that
had
either.
so much hype. It had a badass fucking storyline. Looked like it was gonna be the next BioShock. That's what I was on the hype train for it until I actually played it and saw how buggy it was.
The next Bioshock wasn't even Bioshock.
Well, man, so I remember the days of getting betas that were basically completed games, especially for MMOs and multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Not spending the time, and the betas were good enough that, of course, I was going to buy the game.
Yeah. Well, beta
Like,
used
the
to be
betas-
a real beta. Like it was for testing. It was to try to work out bugs. It was not something that you could just buy into.
Yeah, funny enough, that's what, speaking of, like, terrible companies, I bought Rift when it came out, and I really thought that was an awesome MMO until Tryon did exactly what that company's still good at, which is turning games into cash grabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even get me started on Tryon, dude.
Don't they have a whole bunch of other ones? Didn't they have, like, the awful... What's that television show? Defiance or something?
Defiance
that they
is
try to
one
make
of the
a video
best
game?
first-person shooter or third-person shooter MMOs that ever came out, and they completely just dumped
Yeah,
it.
they
Like,
completely ruined it. Yeah, that's what they do. Is they have like so. From what I understand, is they have a team of really awesome game developers, and they have them go out and they make these MMOs, and they release the initial version, and it's fucking awesome. Then they bring in a team of scrubs, hand them some developer kits,
Yeah.
take those people off of it to move on to the next cash grab MMO that they're
Let me
going to
put
put
it to
out.
you this way: if you're a fan of Destiny and you've never played Defiance, it's a better game, and it is 10 years newer. Maybe not that many, but it's like 5 years older than fucking Destiny, and it has as much content, if not more. And it's just in terms of weapons and options and progression and the game. It's a true open game world. It's not that big. It's about the size of like the Far Cry 4 world. Pretty big, but you know, it's truly open world as opposed to Destiny, which just kind of tries to give you the impression that it's open world and it's fucking really not. But so that they
Destiny
had
was-
that game way back
Oh,
then,
shit.
and they didn't do anything with it. And then Destiny comes out, and it's not even as good.
Jack played the World of Warcraft as well.
Yeah, we got a
My
JTR
man.
running around. We got Mr. Misanthropic, man.
Yeah,
What's up?
everybody's here. What's up, you
What's
guys?
up, Mr. Misanthropic?
Misanthropic, dude. How was Tennessee?
Tennessee.
I'm real curious to hear that from people.
Oh,
Yeah, Mr.
Tennessee.
Misanthropic's one of the people that actually went down to Tennessee for the fight that didn't happen.
I heard that there were some really cool fights. Like there were some really good
Fist
fights. that
Or they
if
had
you
more.
went-
They had more fights on the card.
I'm
Yeah,
Chief.
Like if you went there,
Oh, yeah.
there was still a good
Roy
show.
Will.
You know.
Oh, so Andy and Tonka was like the opening
Shining
fight.
Rock Tribe.
Yeah, a lot of them just left though.
Yeah.
Like
I
after
was-
Andy's speech.
Was there like a meetup
This is-
afterwards?
Yeah, that's what everybody went down there for. There's pictures
That's
all
what I
over
would have
the
went down there for. Hell yeah, that'd have been
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
as shit.
There's
This is what
pictures
I'm
all over
hearing.
the internet of Well Gang motherfuckers meeting up, hanging out,
Alex
getting
is
drunk.
cool, dude. That's a cool dude.
There's a picture of Aiden Paladin where she just looked fucking shit faced. I kind of want to ask about that.
Oh shit!
Oh no, dude, a wild Pinoid showed up.
Oh no.
Yo! God damn it!
You
Yo,
got a grill
yo,
on the screen. Where's the sirens?
God damn it!
I set this up, not me.
Yo. We didn't
Yo,
have
man,
that. We
you-
didn't
yo.
have the Tom P detection system installed yet.
Hear me.
Yeah, we gotta talk
Yo, did y'all
about
hear?
Yeah, Sinrise is still
did y'all
working on
hear-
this dungeon.
Yeah, did y'all hear about what's going on with the new Fallout 76 shit today?
Yeah, they're making it free to play.
I was getting ready to talk about. No, they're not making it free to play.
No, they're
This is
not.
their
They're not
official
making it
statement.
free to play. What? Yo,
Yeah.
man. Yo, I tried to explain this to the quarter, and I'm in conversation with him. I'm gonna try and explain it to him. Like, yo, they're doing. Yeah. They're doing what GM did. You know what I'm saying? Like GM killed when they had like Pontiac and Oldsmobile and Saturn and Buick. They killed off Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and Saturn and kept Buick because Buick made more money. Like it was a more expensive car on the same platform, right? So they're taking Fallout 76 out of the stores because they want you to buy the $75. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that Century version or whatever the fuck it is they brought out.
Oh,
Is
the
that
fucking the upgraded version, yeah. The collector's edition.
I can believe that. The other
Yeah,
thing I
that's-
can also believe is that they have no plans on making it free to play, but so there's another way to go to free to play without actually being free to play. Where you drop the base price so low that people will buy it, but then you still sell. I mean,
Shitloads.
the in-game economy is still basically a free to play economy.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
no. Well, here's the thing. What they're going to do is they're just going to sell it online. You know what I mean? Because if they would have had to drop the price to where, like, it would have still been on store shelves, it would have been too goddamn expensive, like, as far as shelf space was concerned, because they're not selling that many copies. And they wouldn't have sold as many of the other versions that were more expensive at, like, $75 a pop. They would have had to drop that, you know what I mean, original Fallout down to, like, $20 or whatever it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see that. I think that's even when I heard it, I thought something like that was a pretty likely scenario. It was either that or people just weren't buying the base version. The people that actually want to buy the game are just going to go ahead and buy that collector's edition because they're going to want all the add-ons anyway.
Well, no, and see this is the problem, man. Yo, look, these gaming companies, I could fix Bethesda. Like all these gaming companies, like they need to shore up their base. Like I don't understand why they don't just offer a collector's edition, like from the gate. Like offer something. Why are you giving out bags and like Scotch bottles?
But this shit is happening in all of entertainment, Pino. There's this push
the
to
alcohol was a separate thing from the game itself.
to not
It was-
appeal
Yeah,
to
that
your
was
base.
still a funny story.
It's happening
Yeah,
all over
like
the place.
why don't they give out like a controller, like a sticker you can put over top of your controller for your favorite game or whatever? You know what I mean? And then like give you like a poster and like a mouse pad or something. Like you just make it a cool collector's edition. And then when your friends come over, they look at the poster, go, "Oh, that shit's hot. I want that." You know what I mean? And then that makes your great little Christmas gifts and shit. And that's how you shore up your base. There's no reason to be giving out canvas bats.
Well,
Who the hell's shopping with
That's
a canvas
actually
bat?
that's actually what Blizzard does
It
with
seems like these
with the World
companies
of
have
Warcraft.
forgotten what a base is.
Yeah,
They
one
just
of-
give out like
one
a
of- one of-
poster, an extra. You get the extra little knickknacks with your
One of-
collector's edition.
Yeah, one of the things you're missing with all of that is releasing games that are actually good.
Yeah.
This is true.
And games that are done would help too.
Yeah.
That would also help as
It's
well.
crazy that these companies have put out good games. They know how to do it. But something
That's
happened
not hard.
about 2 years ago that seems to have broken a lot of people's brains.
It's like they're all in a race to just get it out, or maybe they're getting intel that they're still going to make all their money releasing an incomplete
Right.
game
Well,
because
they-
over time people, and that's actually happened before.
It's like
Diablo
it's all
3 is a great
front-end
example
loaded.
of a failed game that they just dug from the ashes and were able to keep selling.
Like the idea of having a game with a player base and replayability and getting new customers, or keeping your current customers, doesn't seem to be a priority anymore. It just, like I said, it seems to be about getting that initial sale, that 60 or $50 out of you, and then once they got your money, who gives a fuck? They're done. They're done with you.
Well, the problem is the corporatization of it, right? Like they sold stocks and all this shit, and they continue to want their stocks to go up. And so they'll release a game and it won't be fucking done because they just don't have the finances to continue to fucking make the game they want to make.
Well, yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
true. You have people that are CEOs that came from other companies that had nothing to do with gaming.
Yeah.
And they're probably.
And-
I mean, I know how that works. Living in the corporate world, these people are looking on paper and say, I mean, they'll just see, well, these other companies made all these mobile games and they had huge profit margins on them.
What's up? Terra Marine is
So
here.
we should do the same thing.
You know what I think is happening? I think a lot of younger people have gotten into higher positions at a lot of companies, and they're just making stupid decisions. They think
Yeah,
that they
that's
think that
happening
they're
too.
fucking. They got the math and they're you know they got it all figured out, and they're gonna fucking take.
Can I say something controversial? Can I say something real controversial?
No, don't. No, you're not
If you do
allowed.
not say something controversial, you will make Papa JF very sad.
Yo,
Alright,
yo,
well,
like legitimate, like the moves that were made with this fucking the Bethesda thing with the fucking, you know what I mean, the Far Cry or whatever the fuck goddamn game is, Fallout, whatever, right? You know, the moves that were made with this game legitimately seem like something a hood motherfucker would do, like it's a minority run company.
Well,
Like, yo, legit, like this is like. It's like some Palestinians who were like it got
Oh,
Sony got
shit.
Sony
Oh,
got
I wasn't gonna try to nail it down to any one type of demographic. I'm just people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. Whoever it is, it could just be two young white kids who don't know anything. Just
I
some
don't
dumb
know.
fuck millennials
Yo,
or something.
Tom P, I figured it out, dude. Soldier Boy is on the board of directors of all of these companies.
yeah.
Soldier Boy, sell them.
Yo, that's what I'm telling you. Like they are running it the way somebody in the hood would run a company. Legit.
Can we
Yeah.
put
Just
Soldier
somebody
Boy
dumb.
can we put Soldier Boy's gaming line into this list of failed game companies?
Yeah,
Yo, he's not done yet.
I know.
I know, he just keeps on going. Like, all of a sudden, what was it? He got sold out of one of his the PlayStation Vita knockoff that he bought from China and then put his sticker on or logo on. Like, he got sold out of those all of a sudden. I'm gonna guess that he didn't really sell any. I'm gonna go with the theory that he got a polite letter from Sony saying, "Knock it off, dipshit."
We have a team of lawyers. Do you have a team of? No. Okay. Well, don't fuck with us.
Terra Marine says older games were more finished or even over finished and offered better value. Yeah.
Yes.
And you see a lot more reskins and like new, like an HD version of a fucking 5-year-old game or remastered or whatever.
No, I loved it whenever you could unlock like entirely new level shit just because you fucking beaten it in a certain way.
Yeah.
I thought that
Yo,
was
it costs.
that's
It costs
a lot.
too much money to make these fucking games. Legit.
Yeah, but it doesn't. But they knew that's always been that way. And the problem is they're not looking at the long-term ramifications.
Yeah, but the cost of making them was never this fucking high. I mean, like, yo, think
Yeah.
about the amount of money it costs for them to build their offices out there in fucking, you know what I mean, Silicon Valley.
Well,
Yeah, a lot of that is their choices and the
exactly.
the
They
amount of
also
people
don't.
employ.
They don't need a fucking office building in a high-rise at downtown San Francisco. You know what I mean? So there's that shit too.
Fuck yeah, they do, bro. How do you think they make those delicate decisions about how to get woke and, fuck up
Go broke.
games?
Exactly.
I mean, Half-Life, Valve got rich off of giving all their players the developer tools to just make their own versions of the game.
Yeah, I mean, like, yo, legitimately, like, I think they're just spending entirely too much money on this bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and that's really what it is. Like, and the cost of all fucking pay for these developers out there, and you don't have the cheap labor in India to do the fucking animation work for you. Like, they just,
Oh,
yo,
well, that's
there's
why
all
they
these
started
things.
doing a lot more of like pre-release, early access games where you pay money and you get an early copy of the game. And again, I said there's no problem with that as long as you're delivering a product and you're actually working on it. And the point of it is to make it a better product, not just milk people for as long as you can. And then
I will pre-order a Rockstar game. if I really want to play
Oh
day
fuck
one.
yeah, dude! They're like our last hope right now.
Yeah,
anymore.
Rockstar.
There are
is
still good game
on
companies,
almost
yeah.
every single game that they've made.
Valve
this-
is
And
still
Rockstar
doing
ain't gonna
because
change
they
anytime
still can't
soon.
count to 3.
And there's this company that makes that game I play called Factorio. They put out weekly updates, and the game is still technically in alpha, even though it's one of the most complete games I've ever played in terms of an alpha. And they're like totally in tune with the community. They listen to what people say. They incorporate ideas from mods into the game. They're like the most connected fucking video game developer I've ever seen. So they're still out there. There's still hope, you know what I mean? But it's like some of this, it's like the bigger these companies get, just the harder it is for them to exist.
Well, I mean, the thing is what they're doing, and this is what everybody needs. Like for example, Banjo-Kazooie, and
Great game.
Great game. Banjo-Tooie, even better. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolt, fucking garbage. The reason why was because it didn't have the people that originated that puzzle and platforming and all that stuff. They didn't have those guys.
Right.
And what they did was they were busy making another game. They were trying to make another Banjo game, but Microsoft said "fuck you." So they made a game called Yooka-Laylee. Everything. It had everything that fucking you would love about Banjo-Kazooie, except it was rebranded because the company was an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
I want to go to what Taryn Marine said in the chat real quick because he was playing off of me talking about games that they released the developer kits with the game so that any player could go in and design their own levels, change the rules of the game, make their own mods and whatnot. Warcraft 2, StarCraft. I mean, all these games had map builders. So I was thinking about it with so Overwatch. A lot of people were asking, was like, "Hey, are you ever going to allow people to make their own custom maps?" And they said, well, some of the problem with that is we want to be able to control how players are playing the game. And they made it sound like it was a way of just making it consistent, the way everybody played the game or whatever, so it didn't fracture the community. But then I'm looking back and I'm just thinking that never happened. That never happened to any of the games. Yeah.
Halo 3 exploded with their popularity whenever people could forge maps.
Well, yeah, and for Half-Life, it was Counter-Strike, and all they did is they were just like, hey, you kids that design this in your college dorm room, people really fucking love it, so we're going to give you a job, let you polish it up, and make a game that's still popular today.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like Madden. Madden, they did the same thing with Madden. Like, they had 1 year where you could call your own audibles and then, like, run your own routes and create your own plays and shit. And then they stopped it, and they never did it again. But that was the most popular year of Madden ever for fucking football in the EA.
And here's where I will put in Nintendo being one of the names to being one of the is because
neck of that.
But Nintendo.
No, hold on. I'm gonna translate. I'm gonna say Nintendo this year will do more things to piss off gamers because of their hyper enforcement of their intellectual property rights.
Yeah, they're weird.
Against their fan base. So I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna come, and they're gonna be in the running for worst game company if they do more stupid shit when it comes to cracking down on things like emulators and ROMs of games that Nintendo has no intentions of ever re-releasing.
I would still put them higher than the companies that make shitty games. At least they still make good games.
Yeah, that's true. I guess
Nintendo's one of the OGs.
I mean, they still got good franchises. Zelda, Metroid, and Mario are still rock solid franchises. So I mean,
you're right. I think that it's a niche group of gamers that are really going to be pissed off about how they treat their fans.
And that's unfortunate.
It's going to be people like us that want to YouTube, and it's going to be people like us that want to play the old school games. And don't have to jump through a ton of hoops just to get it.
Call up your good friend Papa JF, and yeah, he will show you the way,
The problem is
and
that
you will
Nintendo
be able to play.
has a lot of protectionists working for them, which is the reason why you don't see way more movies made on their video games. It's why we haven't gotten a Zelda or a Metroid movie. And you can blame,
Which is probably a good
you can
thing.
blame the
Come on
Super
now.
Mario movie with John Leguizamo for that, because it was a huge disaster and it scared the shit out of them. And I think ever
guys
since then they've
remember
been
if they-
super protective. So they don't even want people live streaming their content because they don't understand it and they can't see the
Oh, you can live stream Nintendo now.
they can't see the
finally
promotional
allow it.
value in that,
It
right?
took them, it took them a couple years to realize they were wasting time and
Gulf
money.
City
They
Outlaw.
called-
I double checked, and I am still a blue name on a Z Quartering channel. Fuck yeah.
Oh, is that who he's talking about? The Corey's channel?
Yeah. I jumped over there for a second, and I was like, hey. I'm like, oh, still blue, and left.
So yeah, Nintendo's just a really skittish company. I mean, by all rights, they have probably the most recognizable, most valuable properties in video gaming right now, and they probably always had the number one properties. So,
Well, I'm thinking about it actually, since Mr. M was saying something about the Super Mario movie. There was a Legend of Zelda cartoon. And
Yeah,
it was pretty
right.
good.
Yeah, those cartoons are fine. They were definitely geared towards small children.
Indeed.
This is what's kind of rough about trying to make movies for video games, especially legacy franchises like that. Is they know that nowadays, yep, a lot of kids are getting those games bought by their parents, but the most of the people are buying the games and they're into the IPs themselves because they're selling nostalgia at some point.
right.
I found one game that went under the radar for being a video game movie.
Oh
Which
my
is
god.
Rampage.
P-Dub says you like that movie? That was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. With some of the best actors I've ever seen.
The Super Mario Brothers movie.
John Leguizamo, George C. Hopkins, and Dennis Hopper are all great actors.
Yeah, they were all they hated it
Rampage
so
with The
much that they
Rock.
were all fucking
Or not.
drunk
I
throughout
think
the
I got that
entire
one guy's
thing.
name wrong.
Well,
all I know is can someone tell me a video game rendition a movie made after a video game that was actually good?
The first Mortal Kombat movie.
Rampage, if you actually think of it as the 64 game.
Okay, that was okay.
Rampage was actually not a bad movie, to be honest.
But it was a game!
It wasn't very reminiscent of the game, but I mean, what are you gonna do with the
Hey,
game?
you know
There's
what? We gotta
there's
stop
like
saying
nothing
the game
to the
because
game.
we're all losing.
Well, the wolf was 30 feet tall, and it had the porcupine spines. And the gorilla was named George.
I mean, they did what they could with it, and so they got all the elements from the game in the movie, which is like
Yeah.
10 minutes of the movie, and then the rest of it is The Rock.
Yeah,
Well,
that was.
They had The Rock and fucking Negan, so, you know.
yeah, that's right.
Carries the movie.
Harry T. Morgan is awesome.
But he'll always be Negan.
It really didn't feel like a video game movie. I haven't seen the Assassin's Creed movie. I've also never played Assassin's Creed.
No, I didn't catch it until it said, I didn't catch it until the dude was like, yeah, people are calling him Ralph.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, what?
that was always
George?
the name.
Ralph?
Hold
Was
on, Resident Evil was another. The whole storyline behind Resident Evil just naturally flowed into being a decent movie franchise. I think they've released too many, but it's not bad.
Yeah, they're entertaining to watch, I suppose. And I have
Well,
no idea how
the
close they are to the
question
source
is,
material. But I'm a sucker for Mia
It's
Jovovich
pretty fun.
anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, Silent Hill. I guess that was another one that did okay. But like I said, I think it's just the entire horror genre.
proven very wrong. Yeah, there's not that many.
Silent Hill wasn't.
Silent Hill is
Compared
more
to the
movie than
games.
video game anyway.
The games were better, in my opinion.
I never really played it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, to be a good video game movie, you just have to not totally suck. It's
Now, one
the bar
that
is
could
really
be
low.
Apparently, that's hard.
fear.
I mean,
Fear
think
could-
about how fucking awesome a Metroid movie would be. It could be a fucking mind-blowing movie, but what are the chances
No,
that they're gonna make the
VR.
right movie if they ever make it?
Fucking
I'd rather
VR.
have Nintendo just never release the rights than have a bad Metroid movie.
That's true. Yeah.
Or
We also
even
have that
Zelda.
problem with
Zelda
the-
could be awesome, but not done wrong. It would be worse than not having it.
Oh well, there's an April Fool's trailer for Legend of Zelda. It's old, but
Yeah,
it
I've seen
looked
that.
fucking kick-ass.
I don't think you can do a Mario movie. I think it's too crazy of a world, and all the characters are. It just doesn't. Maybe a cartoon, but not a feature movie.
No, if they went with the script of Super Mario RPG,
Yeah, too obscure.
no, bring back Geno.
I don't know. Warcraft was. I thought it was a pretty good movie, but I think they waited too long to make that movie.
They used too
It didn't
much
do as good as it should have.
dialogue.
If they had released it when WoW was at its peak, it probably would have done way
Okay,
better.
so about that one, that was like that movie. I went and seen that movie about 2.5 weeks after I got ran over by a forklift.
Oh, shit.
I ate as much painkillers as I thought I should, and sat there, and I literally probably chewed a hole in almost all my fingers as I was biting on them the whole movie, trying not to scream out in pain. But great movie. I got outside and started yelling. Someone's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "No, I fucking heard you, son of a bitch." I'm like, "I am so sorry." But man, it was worth it. That was a good movie. It just didn't do as good as it should have.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why.
To me, it's the whole the thing with cinema. Don't tell me, show me.
I know.
Like instead of a college person going, "Oh my God, I'm in
It's called
debt.
exposition.
However should I?"
And that's like screenwriting 101. If you read a screenwriting book, on the first chapter, it will tell you, it will say that. Show, don't tell. Don't do exposition. Like, unless there's no other way to get the information across, you should never just have your characters explaining what's going on.
Yeah,
But
and
all too
like
often they do that.
it's like for my example, instead of the person going, "Oh my goodness, however, I'm in so much debt," have the person walk in to their house,
There's a
have
million ways you
have
can
like a few overdue bills in their hand.
Yeah.
Cut it to where it's, they're throwing that on the table in frustration and
I
like
mean, think
you know,
about
they're-
even like a really well done movie like Infinity War. Tons of exposition in that movie,
Yep.
And it was just happened to be entertaining enough, and kind of like you didn't really know what was going to happen next, so it worked. But in terms of like dialogue and
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's also the actors like playing off of each other and stuff.
yeah. It had enough magic.
Yeah. But like, a lot of these movies, they all suffer from that. They can't show a person anything. They all have to, whoa, you mean this person did this, and this? And it's like, you guys could have just made like a fucking, I don't know, 30-second scene just now that would have shown that, and that would have been kick-ass.
Well, have you ever watched that show Half in the Bag, where they break down movies and talk about something they mention a lot is these movies they call paint by numbers, where they're like, okay, we need to have a scene, we need to have a car chase here, and we also need to have a scene where the main character does this and that, and then we need to have a scene where the villain does this and that. And so they come up with all these different ideas for scenes and set pieces they want to build, and then they're just like, all right, path of least resistance from one thing to the next, and they don't actually create a story first. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like more like a math equation than it is creating art or storytelling. And you see that in video games too.
Yeah.
And I think
Well,
they can break
there's
down the success of one product or another into numbers and reproduce it, and it almost never works. But they keep doing it.
All right, it took me for fucking ever, but I think I found the guy.
All right.
So,
Oh, shit.
hold on.
God.
There's a list. Hold on. There's a whole bunch of really fucking shitty video game movies that got released. And it's
Yeah.
because this guy named Wolfgang Harold bought the rights to all of these movies.
There's
They
Did you know that
include
there's a?
Blood Rain, Alone in the Dark, Far Cry, even
Oh, really?
Holy shit.
There was a Far Cry?
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead actually has clips from the game in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you rewind your brain to that time, then it's an alright film.
Yeah. Yeah, Battleship. They made a whole movie based on Battleship. And they actually managed to work in the concept of the board game into the movie. It actually was probably the best part of the movie was that. The rest of it was completely original and just really dumb. Cool special effects though.
Yeah, so some of these movies that they like kind of force in that it's a video game IP, it would have been better off if they just would have just, it's not even just video games, any kind of game IP.
Yeah.
Like they could have just said, all right, let's just take something that's loosely based on that concept, but call it something else.
They really bank on that connection, that name.
Well, yeah, they
you know?
expect to get the fan base from the game
Well, they
to
know that there's a
the
guaranteed
movie.
minimum amount of people that are going to buy a ticket or the game or whatever just based on the title, right? So they know that captures a certain amount of market no matter what.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So that always
Yeah.
factors into the equation.
That was why when I first heard about the movie, before I seen any previews, I was like, that sounds like it could be good. Then I seen some previews and I'm like, that looks stupid.
Blue.
Yeah.
Best board game movie ever. That's a very good art.
They made
That is a
3
good movie,
Jumanji
actually. I loved
movies.
The first one was good.
Only the first one was good.
Yeah, they made
Let's be honest.
they made a sci-fi based one. I forget what it started with a Z. Zathras.
That one was alright. I didn't know
That's
that
what
was
it's called.
Jumanji. I thought that was just a similar idea. With a
Yeah,
different game.
it was based on the same concept. It was a sequel basically, and then they remade it in a weird way.
Mr. Green is gay.
But
Oh,
yeah,
and so by the way, as far as Street Fighter movies go,
Dead Air.
the original Street Fighter movie was not nearly as bad
Van
as The Legend of Chun-Li.
they made a Legend of Chun-Li movie.
Oh yeah, dude, I saw it in theaters. This was supposed to be, because here was the plan. The Legend of Chun-Li was going to be the first movie that they did right. They had the chick from Smallville.
Which
I
one?
don't know, fucking Superman's girlfriend, the dark-skinned one.
The one that played Lois Lane?
No, it's not Lois. It's Lana
Oh,
Lane.
Lana. Oh, ooh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah, they had her in it, and it's
that.
the whole thing where they're gonna reimagine Street Fighter movies, and they're gonna do a movie based on every character,
I don't know.
and
That'd be kinda cool.
it was so no, dude, it was awful. Like they made the same mistakes of the original Street Fighter movie, but made it worse.
Kristen Kruk? Croak? K-R-E-U-K. I don't know how to pronounce that. Kruk.
In fact,
Kristen
that
If you were gonna do movies on the lore, would be kind of good. Well, I guess if
well, no, they did. So have you seen the web series Assassin's Fist?
no.
It's infinitely better than either of those movies, either the big name production movies. And it was just done basically. I mean, it had a little bit more money in a film student's senior project, and it's still way better.
But we gotta go back to the worst gaming company.
Hold on. Me,
So
Chief
we-
Donga, Rolling Wheel of Shiny Rock Tribe,
What are you talking about?
Dead Air.
You're just trying to create the dead air when there needs not be dead air.
Yeah, man.
Dead Air.
No, we don't have dead air in this shit.
Yeah, Vash, with the three worst, the worst video game companies of 2019, it is a tournament, and it is yet to be decided I mean, there's probably going to be a dark horse challenger that we don't even know about yet.
Oh,
coming
yeah.
into the
Anything
mix.
could happen.
Dude, Sega's coming back, and they're gonna tank like fuck, and then nobody.
We should do a real
They can
actual
do it.
tournament. We should get a bunch of game companies, like 32 of them, put them all in there, and every week we do a round.
Yeah, well, so right now it's a little bit too early, but we should probably be paying attention to companies that make boneheaded ass fucking decisions to piss off their fans.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
every company that does that, they get put into the list,
We
right?
could even
and
do
then
a
then
worst
we
gaming company
see
of all
them-
time if you want to, and just consider it all the way back in time.
holy shit, I don't even know where to start with past gaming companies.
Oh, the worst one of all time. That's gonna be hard.
LB, what is the rainbow colored icon? LJN.
Wait, who is the guy that had the copyright on for a while?
The what? The guy that had the what?
Copyright on the word edge, which is the reason why Soul Edge wasn't Soul Edge, it was Soul Calibur.
I never heard that. I don't see how that
I-
could possibly
no,
be
I-
upheld in court.
Yeah, no, I heard about it. He had a trademark on it for games.
Yep.
On the word
With Edge.
edge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
it eventually they eventually came around and made the right decision and said that there's
sick.
like, yes, you can have the trademark edge, but you can't be doing all these lawsuits against people for using the word edge in their titles.
Oh, Jack's right. Activision's fucking.
Well, so Blizzard and Activision are the same company now.
Are they? I thought they split.
Oh,
Well, no, they're still together, right? I thought it was still Blizzard Activision.
I'll
Yeah,
look into
yeah.
this after the show. It's just
Yeah.
too much for me to do.
Yeah, it's still Blizzard Activision, but yes. So
Can I get
the studios that made Destiny were Ubisoft, right? They just said, "Oh, yep, we're out. We're taking our IPs with us."
yeah. Destiny. One of the
Your
most
Papa
overrated games
JF
ever
would like
fucking
to
made.
see a all hail Blue Whale in the chats for Z Knights, please, and thank you.
Man, I will always hail the whale. I tried
Anybody
so
going
hard.
to hail it in the chat though?
I
What-
should have said that when we
Yeah,
had Gasly here, but I got stage fright.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. When Gasly showed up, it's not that I would have cared. I was just surprised, and all of a sudden I was like, "Who's in the chat?" Oh,
I know you did it, and I was trying to say something, and then I started doing
I
it
was
too.
like, I should have been like, "God damn it, Gasly! Like, you totally derailed me." It's not that I don't want to say it was starstruck, but like,
Oh,
He might-
Mr.
he might be-
Misanthropic.
I think he's scouting us.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I was like, "You picked the wrong night to scout, bitch."
I know.
Yeah, we
I
were.
know. The night you gave the
unprepared.
show to Sinrise, that, I mean, come on.
Yeah, no. We're still working on, like, eventually everybody's gonna needs to get their own setup, and we need to work on that. But I think that's a great idea for the show. I think we've talked enough about the worst game companies. I mean, if you go in history, I was gonna say LJN. That's the Nintendo company, or the company that made Nintendo games. But they kept buying up all your like favorite movie and comic
No, that
book
was when they
titles.
were doing all the movie. Yeah, the movie.
Yeah,
TV.
and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
making really garbage ones. So
Yeah,
like,
even worse than the. Oh, I don't know what's worse.
Yeah,
Games
like
to
they
movies,
did-
movies
they
to
did-
games, but. it's
yeah, they
bad.
did the X-Men movie or the X-Men video game.
The
Not
arcade
that
one
cool
wasn't too
arcade
bad.
one. Not the cool arcade one. The other one that came out for Nintendo.
Oh, right.
They did the Karate Kid. I don't know. I can actually just
Ugh.
type in LGN video games in Google. What else do we get?
Dude, they had the Looney Tunes. They had a Looney Tunes game. That one was kind of fun, but kind of wonky.
I don't know,
Friday the 13th was them.
Awful.
Oh dear lord.
Back to the Future was that was also them.
Awful game. Best movie ever, worst game ever.
Great Scott! We must go
They did Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and I'm not talking about the one that was the first person shooter.
Right, that was much later. You're talking about the Nintendo one, right?
Yep,
All those games.
1991.
Every movie that became a game on Nintendo was everyone was worse than the last.
They were all LJN. That's what they did. Is they bought the rights to make the video game and then made the video game and put it up on Nintendo.
Completely unashamed fucking cash grab. They put zero effort into producing the game. Got the logo for the fucking movie, slapped it on the cart, and fucking sold 1 million of them.
Yeah, Jaws was another one.
And this was before the internet, where you could go and see gameplay video of the game. You bought the game based upon the front cover and the back cover.
Yep.
And if maybe your friend bought it, maybe you got to play it at their house, maybe. But chances are you bought it based on the fucking box.
Yeah, best case scenario.
Yeah, thanks Nintendo.
You read Nintendo Power, and
yeah.
there was a game you read about that you're just like, I totally gotta buy that next week.
If you wanted to wait for the magazine to come out that had the thing with the game and talked about it, and an actual review, not just a bullshit preview, sure, but that's like 2-3 weeks. You know.
Hey, you know what, man? I bought many a shitty games.
Holy shit.
The box
Man, how many times a day? Remember, you used to have to call Toys R Us to see if a game was released yet, because no one knew when it would come out. It's like,
yeah, dude. Well, for
life
me, it was
before the internet was hard.
It was Funko Land.
Yeah. But it was good, man. They had freaking what did we have back in the day? We had freaking
We had nothing back in the day.
Wait, hold on. Look.
yeah, we did after a little while. We had the freaking Blockbuster and shit. Hollywood Video, and they had their freaking game, the Game Crazy and shit.
Game Exchange.
We buy it.
No, I remember before they had video games in rental
What?
stores.
There was a Porky's game on Atari?
A
Hold up, man. I gotta look that up.
Did you
Cause
say Porky's?
yeah, dude. I love those fucking Porky's movies. They were
Who doesn't
always
like
on.
Porky's, man? That was
Yeah,
like the
they
best
were-
freaking movies in the 80s.
Trash.
They were always on USA.
Whenever the hell they came out. Fuck yeah.
It's a good movie to watch when you're super stoned and it's a cold, rainy day.
Oh my god, they did it. Hold on, I'm gonna send you something to add to the My Circle Sunrise.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Jack, we gotta
Dancing.
we gotta look at this. It's 2.5 minutes. We gotta look at the Porky's for the Atari 2600.
Play this.
Oh, they made a fucking a preview.
Dude, you
for
guys
it?
are missing out. You guys are missing out on in chat. You're missing out on a dancing Asian chick because we don't know how to plug this.
Don't worry.
Son of a bitch.
Don't worry.
I restarted it, and then it's been playing and playing and playing.
I want to hit stop. Stop doing this. Nobody
Come on.
can even see it. The music's not the good part.
I have the music muted on my end. Oh, dude, hell yeah, dude! The Tony Hawk games were the best, dude. And then they made the downhill one, and that was crap.
You've changed. I don't need you.
All right, here we go.
In one of them, you
I
could
know
put
all the songs
code
from
and have the
Tony
game
Hawk
on
for Theater 3.
All right, I'm gonna play the Porky's.
I
game.
played through the Underground 2, and that was it.
Let's do it. Porky's.
Alright, I need some sound for this.
Oh, yeah, Atari 2600.
Oh, look at the graphics.
I know.
They're the best.
So it's Frogger.
Hey,
Hey, it's Frogger. Oh wait,
Oh wait, but then you fall into the pit.
it's sort of almost Pitfall too. Oh my god.
Constantly harassing you. Where's he at?
What is even going on?
I don't know. It's an Atari game.
It's-
Nobody really knows.
Was this even
Right.
from the movie? I don't remember this.
You gotta jump, and then you gotta put the brick up so that way you have stairway.
Oh man, can you imagine? That's what passed for entertainment back then, man.
Is that a chick in the middle? Is that what's going on?
I think it's a chicken in
Yeah,
the
she's in the
shower.
shower. No, it's a.
Dude, it doesn't look like for an Atari 2600 game. What I'm seeing going on, it doesn't look like it would have been a terrible game
Well,
back then.
there was definitely a different standard back then. I mean,
Well, yeah, I'm just saying like the gameplay. What you got to do? I mean, the Frogger mechanics, whatever. But then you went down there. Looked mildly challenging. You get hit. Oh, that's the sheriff guy, right? I bet he fucks you up. where he just stops you from getting out. And then you're back with the chick in the flowers. I don't know what that is. That I don't know who that is.
I have no
It's
idea.
been so long since I've seen the movie. Apparently, you can just drop back down into the hole though if you get really fucked. He run. So at least it doesn't kill you, man. Actually, can you even die in the game?
I don't even know, man.
Like you get hit by a car, you get thrown into the dungeon, and then you're there with a wrench. Oh, do you have to like go back down, grab the wrench, and then I don't understand. I'm lost.
I don't either. Oh, you can go up again.
It's an actual puzzle though. That's interesting.
This video is 2.5 minutes long. I'm gonna bet he just beats the game. That was very common.
This is like a speed run.
A speed run. Oh, he died. Rating.
He's like,
Decent mediocre.
For
yeah,
what it
right.
is.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
There's a bunch of those.
Well, I mean,
Oh god, man, I gotta get some practicing on the Tony Hawk before I can take actual challenges. It's been a long time since I've played.
yeah, I wouldn't be able to fucking play that game right now. I haven't played that game since I was 14.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
No,
suck.
but I've listened to the soundtrack several times.
But
Body
Cinderella,
Jar song, man, it's fucking great.
Yes, sir.
I found, if I'm correct, let me double check the video that I sent you. Oh
Sorry.
yeah, this was the video of Tonka's coach.
Are you sending me another one?
No, the first one.
Uh-oh, what do we got going on here?
It's Tonka Saw's coach. person
This is a Reddit link.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, hang on. I need a sec to put that on the screen.
Oh, I was clicking the link XL put in chat.
That was the best song on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3.
Okay.
There were a lot of good ones on 2. Fuck, I can't even remember. I know they had No Cigar by Millencolin. Let me look it up. Pro Skater 2 soundtrack.
All right. It doesn't. This video is
Pro Skater 2
How am I supposed to play
soundtrack.
this video? It's just It's just like a thumbnail of the video. How do I even play it?
Man, then fucking Bad Religion, Power Man 5000, Papa
Oh.
Roach,
Fuck
The
yeah,
Dumbest,
dude.
Swinging Utters, Lagwagon. God, I grew up on all those
Go
things.
into the video.
What is happening to this guy?
He's fighting. He's boxing, man. He's going at it.
Wait, are we playing this video in the My Circle or someplace
No,
else?
because it's not a.
Oh, okay. It's not a YouTube video.
Damn it.
How do you add videos to the My Circle? How do I add videos to this?
He just did the fucking ad hoc screen share. I understand that.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh man, that guy knows what he's doing.
This is a guy who looks
Check
like
him out.
he's, way on drugs, man.
That's no, dude.
That was Tonka Saw's coach. Everybody.
I get it.
I'll go with it.
I thought the joke was that there was no video. It was just Tonkasa's coach, and then there was just nothing there.
No. This was his training.
Get it? He doesn't get it.
Chief Donga.
All right, is there another
Rolling
video?
wheel.
I'm out of videos.
Okay, that's what.
The one I posted.
Got another
The
video.
one I posted was an instant copyright strike.
Oh,
It is a copyrighted song,
oh, good.
but it is by far the best song in Pro Skater 3.
We wouldn't want to get a copyright strike so early in our career.
Wait, no, well, monetization claim waiting to happen is I guess what I should have said.
Chief Donga.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean,
Rolling
honestly, we could just play all the
I know.
monetized content we want, dude. This channel, how long is it going to take this channel to make it to 1,000 subs? 3 years maybe after doing this, we hit a stride. Yeah. Oh yeah, oh, that's right. A couple weeks. I'm already in the talks with some big name producers out there in Hollywood, man. They want to sign us to a contract.
Hey man, this is Agent Mulder, and I hear you guys have been talking shit about Agent Zerillo around here. But the FIB, we don't fuck around, man.
Holy shit, is that Morty?
That was pretty
He
close.
sounds really different when it's not on TV.
Yeah, but Mr. Misanthropic, did you get blocked because of the copyright? Because you played something that was blocked worldwide, but you didn't actually get a strike? You just basically had to delete the video? Or did you actually get a copyright strike? Because getting an actual copyright strike is a lot harder.
Yeah, a strike is a strike.
Yeah, usually copyright strikes come from playing other people's YouTube videos and that actual individual user finding out about it and then submitting it to YouTube that they fraudulently used your stuff.
Right.
Right? Because the major companies, they just like consign it out to some other company that has bots that go and look for their material.
Mm-hmm.
And they just either say, hey, YouTube, yeah, it's we didn't actually look at this, but we had a robot detect it, so either block it or give us all the money.
Yeah, and then YouTube just goes ahead and bypasses the law, the legal system, and creates their own law, their own system. And FCC just looks the other way.
Well, I've
That's
talked to
fucking
you.
dumb.
Well, hold on. It's their. So I think from a legal standpoint, it's their platform. They can do what they want. I do think there's another side of that coin.
What they're doing is completely.
I think they
outside
can
the law.
suck my goddamn balls if they're gonna sit there and slap us around and say we can't do
It's
shit.
because
All right,
everybody
all
thinks
right,
that the
all
internet
right,
is
you're
somehow
laughing.
different. It changes the nature of intellectual property, and it's not true.
Hey, you know what?
Okay, hold
Early
on.
morning, JF will start shanking people
Hold on.
if he does not get his way.
It is illegal to falsely file a DMC complaint, and if somebody does that against you, you can totally seek damages.
Yes.
But it is not illegal for YouTube to just say, "Oh, we'll take their word for it," and just stop it.
I didn't say it was illegal.
Yeah.
I said it bypasses.
Well,
the
no,
law.
yeah. One of the things I want to say that's on the other side of that is, it's keeping these companies from trying to issue actual lawsuits against individual users.
Which they wouldn't
that's-
do because it wouldn't be worth their while. But since YouTube
I
has
don't-
enabled a
yeah,
system
I
that
don't-
bypasses
yeah,
all
you're
of that,
right,
they
you're right.
could just do it with no cost to them at all.
I think you're right. I think you're right, but I think there is something to say for a system that would be a little bit more fair. Here's the worst part about the
System is
system.
already
So when you appeal, so I wouldn't mind the system if it wasn't for the fact that when you appeal, they have 30 minutes or 30 days to either accept or deny your appeal.
Right.
YouTube doesn't even look at it and be like, "This is blatantly fair use."
don't
Right?
have
It
the
was
personnel.
15 seconds. Whatever. Yeah. All they do is just take the word for it. So if they just deny your appeal, your next step of recourse is to appeal again.
Yep.
But if you're denied there, then you get a copyright strike. So at that point, it's not even worth your
Right.
time.
It's actually not fair at all because it keeps the power even more consolidated into larger companies. Because the
Yeah,
smaller
I
ones
thought-
kind of couldn't afford to sue anyway. So, and unless somebody is making money off of your content directly and not crediting you, it's just more promotion for you. You know?
Later, JTR. Thank you for coming by, my friend.
And the instances of people stealing really small YouTubers' videos and repurposing them and charging for them is non-existent.
Fucked off.
You know what I mean? So this whole system that YouTube has created really doesn't help anybody except the companies that already have money.
Show me the fucking money. Show me the money. I'm poor, nigga. Give me some money.
Yeah, that's what I think about it. But what do I know?
I like money. You like money?
I like money.
I really like money because
Oh,
it's the
shit.
color of marijuana.
I should have.
And marijuana made me a lot of money back when it was illegal. Now that it's legal, I don't make shit.
Oh, I forgot to tell people we like money over here. So make sure you hit that streamlabs.com link so it's nice and coffee table and give us money. 'Cause we like money.
We like. I need a sixer of the crown. I mean, of the I need a sixer.
You know,
Anyway, I do want to skip Vash. I know you're kind of out of commission. Sinrise, sorry I gave you short notice. I told you I wasn't going to be home until. I guess I could have just said, "All right, man, if we're just fine with me running it." But I figure, we'll all bear the responsibility of running the stream. But I think what we should do is exactly kind of like what's going on here. Is like I mean I made some of those stock videos. I think they're all right. I need to go edit the intro video and then get it out to everybody. But I think it would be really fucking cool if all four of us had different scenes that were tailored to us, right? Like the Dargan's Den,
right.
Yep.
Sinrise's Dungeons, and then I would say Monkey's Garden, which would be really funny because it would just be a bunch of pot.
Yeah. Be awesome.
I found the monkey's chill room. I need to find the garden. I can get some actual pictures legitly of myself actually. So
Have like a monkey sitting like with a.
Yeah, it's true. We actually probably do need to get you another avatar because I don't know who the fuck made that one that I just stole off of Google Images, but
Yeah.
The monkey.
it's so perfect for you, man.
I know.
Like I wish somebody could draw that for
dear
you.
artists out there, please help me out with
It's
a
absolutely not
an
yours.
avatar. I would greatly appreciate it. If you know anybody that does good avatars, let me know. I will find a way to squeeze some money out for commission. If I can do it via PayPal, I can totally do it. I can totally do it that way. Cause,
Oh, man.
I have like 5 of them that could help.
Oh god, dude! So I just had like an awesome thought that just references D&D stuff. So I'm the only person that picked human, right? So you're like, we could have like on that intro scene, right? Like when I make the video in After Effects and whatnot, we could have like after we get all our avatars sorted out, the pictures of us and then display like our race and stats, and it could just be like, yeah, Excel. Human took it for bonus feet, right? Like, because that's the only reason to pick humans is you get a bonus feet.
Nice.
Like, monkey.
Dude, check out that. See, I need something like that. That'd be dope. The picture I just threw up in general in Discord.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Mine would be like some sort of sorcerer.
I think it needs to be more cartoony though.
That's cool. I like that. But
I don't know.
It's a cool
that is
picture,
off
but-
of Google though. Sadly, I like it though. I'm like,
Someone
you
could make
can-
something like that into a cartoon, more cartoon.
Well, no,
avatar.
you could potentially make that look more cartoony just by applying a few filters in Photoshop.
Yeah, you could do it. That's right. Good idea.
because I like that. That looks kind of dope. I was like,
pretty cool.
see, that's kind of what I'm shooting. That'd be kind of what I would be shooting for.
Yeah.
Because
I
I was
would
like,
need-
going, fuck,
I would-
dude, during the summertime, cigarette
I would-
mouth,
I would-
sunglasses
I would-
on face.
we would need the entire face. So the whole thing is faces are easy to meme,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if we're just trying to make a card and it just happens to have to do with other people, we can just throw our faces on top of the card, and it's, for some reason it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
This is true. All right, artists out there,
D
help
and
brother
D.
out.
D&D. Wait, hold on. That's a good one. Like we try to do show topics and talk about it for at least half the show. I think we succeeded. We talked
Yeah.
about shitty game companies for a good 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And we try not to go longer than hour and a half. I think
Sometimes
we're about-
we do, but you know, it's what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, we could go longer tonight, but I don't think we're on a roll with anything else right now. But D&D, tabletop games in general, I think that would be worth a subject. Right, just talking about playing tabletop games. I don't know.
Never
Sinrise,
did.
you're the only one that never played.
No.
I've played, but only on D&D online, and
That would
like
actually
one
hold on. That would actually make it cooler because me and Vash both have played before, and we can kind of explain, like, yeah, it can be really gay and it can be really fun. Basically, all tabletop games are about as fun as the people you're playing with.
Fuck yeah!
Sounds about right.
It all depends on the DM.
That too.
That's important, but I've had good.
My DM didn't like the fact that I wanted to have my character in the D&D world having loads of weed on him.
Oh,
that doesn't work. I'm
man.
like, hey, I want to be able to, like, when we're like chilling at night, want to be able to, like, sit there with my my pipe, and
We always called it Elven Purple Leaf.
I want to be like, relax, dude. I want my character to be a reflection of me.
You could have gotten away with it if the dried herb. He's smoking on dried herbs.
Elven Purple Leaf. Way better. It works differently on elves, though.
Indeed.
Of course.
Right? Elves get +1 wisdom, -1 intelligence. Everybody else just gets negatives.
This is true. You always have to beware a smiling DM.
Anyway,
I can
well,
always
that's-
fuck with the DM because I can totally just like take whatever they're trying to do and fuck with it, and then make it take a lot longer than they expect, which in turn, yeah.
Dude, amazingly enough,
I have
a
ways.
D&D group is kind of like a live stream crew.
Yeah.
If you have dead air, you always want that person that is just going to be like come out of nowhere and just start doing shit. You don't even give a fuck what they do. You can get mad about what they do, but the fact that they're doing something, you're just happy that the story's going along, or at least the event's going on, and the game is still fun. In fact, my biggest problem, the reason I don't play D&D is everybody that wants to play D&D, they always want to do it on a fucking weekend night, and they always want to start at about like 7 and end at about 3 in the morning.
Right?
I can't do that. I would be better off doing like I understand it takes long sessions, but I would be better off like picking 2 days a week, like a Sunday afternoon, and then like another day in the week. Sometimes maybe we'll do a weekend if we can all agree on it, and just make sure like we're gonna limit it to 4 hours plus or minus 30 minutes at the DM's discretion as to when he thinks he's at a point where he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah, I have a short attention span, so we all know that. They don't call me the stone monkey for no reason.
I personally have a D&D group that's pretty awesome. We've been whole 3-month campaign. It was an awesome ending and everything else.
Well, I also want to fuck with Tabletop Simulator for stuff like that. The only problem with Tabletop Simulator to play that is that you have to have everybody proficient to do it. But it does seem like the best program out there to actually play D&D in a way that you could potentially stream it, and people can see what you guys are all doing in game. Because the whole idea of Tabletop Simulator, it may as well be a VR game. Like you go, you literally go pick up the dice, you roll them. I mean, you have actual character models that you have to pick up and put onto your little grid sheet. It's intense, but it's cool. And I think if I was gonna ever try to stream a tabletop game, that's how I would do it.
Fuck yeah, well that's also why I liked, that's also why I liked games like World of Warcraft and stuff, because they're the D&D without the having to roll the dice. It's already done for you.
I think that if I got really good, something like Roll20, then I could probably stream it pretty well.
Because all I know is I have horrible luck with the dice. Horrible luck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Doesn't that suck though?
Oh yeah, especially since no one will roll for me. I'm like, hey, roll my character stats for me. It's fine. They're like, no. I'm like, dude, I suck at this. I don't want to do it again. It's like I had to go sneak out and go roll my own, quote unquote. And everybody's like, hey, your stats are a little too good. I'm like,
All right, now it's settled. It's settled. We have next week's stream topic: tabletop game.
oh shit.
Well, actually, we'll narrow it down to tabletop art. right? Because there's plenty of board games I would like to talk about.
Fucking Vampire the Masquerade. That's a good one too.
Oh, yeah, I can get into that too, man. I love the tabletop version of that game. Unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of LARPers that actually think they're vampires that play the game.
I know, that's the sad part. They don't.
Oh
Alright,
god, that's the
just-
worst.
Yeah, no, it is the worst. Yeah, I don't want to bleed this into the next stream. So, does anybody have any last words?
Any
Last
Last words.
Last words are Idonga, Rolling Wheel.
All right.
All right, my last words are: someday someone will bless me, but it won't be today, and it won't be you.
All right. We'll see you guys next week, right? Or Sunday.
Sunday afternoon.
All right, you guys.
Donga Tribe, Shining Rock Dance.
This one, baby. KV Anime on the